To create your final presentations, you're going to need to understand how to use the clipping mask tool in Illustrator. So you've got your artwork completed. It should be in two formats, one that is long and stretched and the other one's in the format or proportions of a smartphone. So what we're going to do is we're going to do some copying, make sure that your artwork is all grouped, and we're going to take the artwork from your working file to the updated final presentation. This is a single sheet, it's been updated. Don't use the one that you've already got. So what we're going to do is then just paste, and I've pasted in front, which means it has pasted exactly where I copied from. And if you zoom in, you'll notice that it is overlapping the border, but there's one big problem here. I've actually pasted into the wrong layer. Notice that it's been pasted on the top layer called title block. You don't want it there. You want it in the layer called artwork. That's where the artwork should go. So I'm just going to go Command Z or Control Z if you had a PC. Then go to the artwork layer and paste it there. Okay, you know it's a different layer because now you have all the vectors in red, whereas before they were in green. So by doing that, what you've done in fact is you've created an arrangement of the artwork that sits beneath this rectangle. This rectangle is in design formats. So design formats are the rectangles in which will form your clipping mask. So what we're going to do is, first things first, we're going to copy that rectangle, Command C. Once that's copied, you can simply now select that rectangle plus the artwork together. Now the rectangle is sitting above the artwork. This is critical. You can't have that rectangle below the artwork. It has to be above the artwork. Once both the artwork and the rectangle are selected, we go right click, scroll down to make clipping mask, and voila. Now the thing to note here is that there's no border, there's no boundary. That's disappeared. It's become our clipping mask. So to reinstate that border, we have already copied it. We now go Command F, or I think on PC Control F, and that simply means to paste in the same location as you copied from. If I click off it, you can see now it's situated nicely in that frame for the billboard. So that's step one. Now this is now a single combined artwork of the frame, the clipping frame plus the artwork. What we're going to do now is reduce it in size and place it in here into the billboard. So the length of this rectangle artwork is 400 millimeters. If you go to the transform tool, it will give you that dimension as 400. We have to reduce that now to 107. So we do a copy, Command C, Command V, and we want to reduce the size of that artwork down to 107. Now make sure you have the link on in the transform tool. The link must be on because we're going to change the size proportionally in height and width. So just type in the width box 107, and things haven't quite worked out the way I want them. Let's try that again. Make sure that when you go to Object Transform Scale, you need to tick the options, Scale Corners and Scale Strokes and Effects. That is critical. You need to scale down the stroke and any effects that you may have made in creating your artwork. So that needs to be checked. So you've got that there. Now let's try that again. 107, and that's much better. So I can now just drag that into the billboard and just zoom in. In fact, there we go. So we have, I'm just using the cursor to move around. Zooming back out, there it is. Okay, now let's do the smartphone. So the smartphone, same principles apply. Select the artwork that you've already grouped and take it into your template, Command F, and what you'll notice, I did the same error again. I've pasted it into the wrong layer, Command Z. Make sure you select the correct layer. It's artwork, Command F again. That's much better. So I have that boundary, that box. I want to copy that. Command C. Select both that rectangle and the artwork. Right click, make clipping mask. There we have it. And then you go Command F and you're going to paste what you just copied, which is that rectangle that forms the boundary around the artwork. That's that. Now, this here will require one more step, just like the last thing we did, which is the reduction to the size of the phone. Command C, Command V. We're going to take it here. I forget now how far you actually make this smaller, but let's try. I'm holding the Shift key as I do this. Never ever just drag from a corner without holding the Shift key. You're going to screw up the proportions. Okay, so once you've done that, approximately got it the right size, you can hover on the corner of the artwork and just start rotating until you're matching the angles. I'm still in the wrong layer. I'm on design formats. I'm going to go Command X, go back to the artwork layer, Command F. And lo and behold, my PNG photography is in the wrong position. I should drag that above it. That's better. That makes a lot more sense. The artwork is below the, so the PNG photography is above the artwork. Now you notice how this is a bit too big. You can change this again by holding the Shift key, going to one corner and just dragging until you're happy with that scale. And you can just place it as long as the edges are not showing. Okay, and a bit further in. Now it's a rookie error to try to put anything like typography close to an edge, so please avoid putting typography right on an edge. It's a thing that you just don't do. Alrighty, and that is it. That's the final presentation. I'll just knock out the guides, and you should have now a PDF. An AI file ready to save as a PDF. So go to File and do a Save As and select PDF, and that will send it as an upload. Now make sure when you do save it as a PDF that in order to make this as small as possible, you do not want to preserve Illustrator editing capability, so you uncheck that. Okay, and that simply means this won't be editable in Illustrator. It'd be a printable file, but not one that you can open in Illustrator and edit as you would if you saved it as an AI. But this does give you the opportunity to make something smaller in size. Okay, so that's it. Thank you. Good luck with it.